Hi everyone, welcome to the Adventures of Holly. This week Rascal and I went to Duck Egg County Forest in Vernon County, Wisconsin. We have been there before, so it wasn't a new place for Rascal, and the Springville branch of the Bad Axe River does go throughout Duck Egg. So even though we didn't go very far down the trail, there was a bridge to cross. And if you have been watching my videos or follow me on Instagram, you know that both Rascal and Moki hate water and are scared of bridges. But Rascal did do really well crossing the bridge when we started out on our hike this week, so I was super proud of him. He was very hesitant when we had to recross it coming back, but he got over it. And there are 10 miles of trails at Duck Egg, and they are hiking and equestrian trails, so if you live nearby and have horses, you can go riding there. And you can also hunt and fish, and the Vernon County website specifically mentions that it's good for trout angling. So if you want to know more about that, I will have the link to the Vernon County page down in the description box below, and it talks more about the hunting and fishing at Duck Egg Forest and all of the regulations that you have to follow. So we followed the main trail, which is called the Duck Egg Trail, and we didn't go very far because it has been raining a lot, so the trail was covered with mud and puddles, and my delicate little rose petal cannot stand to get his little white feet muddy or wet, so he was running out through the brush and getting his leash all tangled up. So instead of going very far down the trail, I decided to just take him back so he wouldn't get stuck in the brush. And this week I did put Rascal in his harness and used a standard leash instead of a retractable one. And I like the harness because when he reaches the end of the leash, instead of pulling at his neck like a collar or his choke chain would do, it pulls at his chest, so he's not choking out when he reaches that end of the leash and tries to lunge after an animal in the woods. And I also like the standard leash above a retractable one because the handle is much less bulky and I don't have to worry about him running off and getting too far ahead of me, especially since he is not good with other dogs if we meet another dog on the trail. I want to be able to have him right next to me and be in control of him, so that's much easier with a standard leash. And he also likes to make friends with people we meet on the trail, and not everybody wants to be friends with him, so that's another reason that I want to be able to keep him close to me and in control at all times. The last time we were at Duck Egg was in early spring, and back then we saw a lot of mushrooms growing along the trail, and this week it was much more overgrown because it's further along in the year and we've had so much rain, so that's given the plants a chance to grow a lot. So we didn't really see the mushrooms. I'm sure they're still there, but we couldn't see them through all of the plants. But there were a lot of super cool plants that we saw, as well as some butterflies. And one of the plants that I am trying to identify is this guy here. And it's like a stick. There were a lot of them along the trail, but it's just this like green banded stick. And I have no idea how to search for that, because there's like green banded stick is the best description I can come up with, and that doesn't really come up with anything in Google. So if anyone has any ideas on what this guy is, please let me know. And I'm not sure what this little purple guy is. I couldn't quite get a good picture of him because he was fluttering around so much and didn't really stop on any of the plants. He looks purple, so at first I thought that he might have been a blue, but when I looked on the Wisconsin Butterflies website, he didn't look like any of the blues there. And I thought maybe he was a white, but the only one he looked like was a West Virginia white, and it looked like the range for those is up near the UP and not in the driftless area, so I'm not quite sure what he is. And this guy looks to me like some kind of copper, but I can't quite figure out what kind. So if you have any ideas what either of these are, let me know in the comments down below. Or also on my Instagram at Holly Geraldson. I always post all of my pictures, so you can go right on the pictures that I put up of these butterflies, or maybe the one is a moth. But you can just go right on there and comment if you know what they are, otherwise comment on this video. And as always, follow me on Instagram at Holly Geraldson. I do post all of my pictures there, so you can go ahead and comment some of my older hikes if you know what some of the things are, or if you know about tropical fish. I'm still trying to identify some of the things that I saw while I was snorkeling on Maui last summer. So I would love for any thoughts about what any of these things might be. I'm always looking for better identification for stuff. And of course, subscribe to my channel to keep up with all of my adventures, and thanks for watching!